What's up everyone, Terraquake here, and welcome on back to our Pokemon Glazed walkthrough. In part 36, we took down the first two Elite Four members here in the 2-non League. That included Magnus with all his purple Pokemon right here, and then Rosaline in the previous room with all of her pink Pokemon. But that means we can move on to members number 3 and 4 today, starting with Tanya. And yeah, if you're ever confused as to which color, Pokemon you're about to face, it's pretty clearly represented in the room, and with even the trainer themselves, like here, this girl's got orange hair, and their ace, too, is usually the color. But anyways, yeah, this is Tanya, the third Elite Four member. She's going to specialize in orange Pokemon. So, here we go. Hope y'all are having a good Friday. And she'll begin with a Floatzel. By the way, this will be the first trainer with Pokemon in the 50s. So keep that in mind. Yeah, Floatzel's going to have Waterfall, Crunch, Return, and Ice Punch. So watch out if you're using a grass type, it does have a super effective attack for you. Good news is I have Intimidate here with Zeus, and all of its moves are physical, so really don't have to worry about too much, except Waterfall's gonna crit. Okay, not a great start. I about, ate my own words right there, but okay. Down it goes. I knew one Spark would do the trick. Yeah, Floatzel doesn't have great physical defense, so keep that in mind. And she's gonna go right out to a Dragonite. So this is going to be her ace, and I guess I want to do Rhyperior, who, we figured out in the last episode, somehow got to level 59. But I went back and looked through the footage. When I used the Trade Stone, it was level 55. And then all of a sudden, it became 59. It's in the episode. If you missed that episode, you can go check it. And so, I don't know if that's a glitch, or the Trade Stone has a buff to it where it gives you 4 extra levels. Who knows, man? But, yeah, we're rocking out with him either way. This thing goes for Dragon Dance here. It also has Earthquake, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. I've got Rock Blast. We're 7 levels above. It is level 52, though. And, wow, okay, we landed a crit with the first one. Hey, I'll take that. That's payback for the crit she just landed on us, okay? But, yeah, I guess it could do a lot of damage with Earthquake. To be fair, Thunderbolt and Ice Beam aren't, physical moves, so Dragon Dance isn't the craziest thing ever. Not to mention, too, but, by the way, let me go out to my Dragonite here, show her how it's really done. But yeah, her Dragonite doesn't have any stab moves either, so I don't know. Some of the movesets on the Elite Four are a little questionable, I feel like, at least from what I'm seeing so far. But here's an Infernape. So yeah, this thing is going to have Mach Punch, Overheat, Focus Punch, and Flamethrower. But all I got to do is give it probably like a single fly, and we should be good. He couldn't really do a whole lot to Toothless anyways. And that only leaves 2 more Mons. So far, looking like it's going to be another quick episode taking down these 2 members. Haven't had too many issues. Again, maybe that's because of my over-leveling a little bit. But, as I said in the last episode, hey, I'm blaming that on the guy that I was using for lying to me about the levels. But anyways, I'm done talking about that. This is going to be Shedinja here. So Shedinja, remember, Bug and Ghost type, but it's got Wonder Guard. It can only be hit with super effective attacks. Good news is there's a lot super effective on it. Ghost, Dark, Flying, Fire. There's probably something I'm forgetting in there. So hopefully you've got something like that. If you land a hit, it is going to be a one-hit KO. You can also go for something like Toxic or Will-O-Wisp, and, after 1 turn, it'll die. So keep that in mind, and for the last mon, we'll make this easy. Back out to Rhyperior. This is going to be Arcanine at level 50, knowing Howl, Extreme Speed, Flamethrower, and Overheat. I think it has Intimidate as well. Yeah, there it is. But yeah, don't walk in here without at least having one Pokemon that has a, super effective attack on Shedinja, because if not, you're literally not going to be able to beat it. By the way, Shedinja had Shadow Ball, Silver Wind, Swords Dance, and Protect. Not really sure why it has Swords Dance, but it can dish out some solid damage with those other 2 attacks. And there we go, Spike. First Pokemon to level 60, I guess. I don't know, man. I swear that's got to be a glitch. But we defeated Tanya, the 3rd member. And that only leaves 1 more Elite Four member for us to take on. And I think, did she just say it is the X-Champion? So yeah, this should be pretty interesting for sure. Because if he's the X-Champion, we know who the champion is. In case you don't, I won't spoil it yet. We'll find that out next time. But, he's got to be pretty tough. And I'm going to throw Ribby to the front. The only person that hasn't really gotten a whole lot of action is Tangrowth, which kind of sucks. But, is what it is, man. So this is going to be gray, and oh man, I really wonder what colored Pokemon he uses. His name's gray, the room's gray. I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments if you can figure it out. But yeah, he's going to be an older gentleman right here, looking like Toadsworth or something like that. But let's get straight to it. I think his team gets up to about level 54. So I guess now the Pokemon are starting to be right on par with me. But he'll begin with Zoroark. This thing has Nightshade, Flamethrower, Focus Punch, and Trick. Now, I think Toxicroak has Dry Skin, so Flamethrower could be a little scary. Yep, here it comes. I do have Revenge. We got intimidated, but I think we're still going to be able to one-shot as long as I live. Yeah, Flamethrower, I mean, for that being a non-stab attack, that did about half. And good news is we're going to get the kill, so down it goes. Simple as that. And he's probably going to go, yeah, right out to his ace as well. This is going to be Skarmory. Steel Flying type. So, you know, really only weak to Electric and Fire, correct? It's got Spikes, Whirlwind, Drill Peck, and Rest. So, not really an offensive Skarmory. You know, it could set up Spikes, which would get annoying. Whirlwind, if it just wants to not fight your Pokemon on the field. But its only attacking move is Drill Peck, which is alright, but not against an Electric type like a Luxray right here. And, I mean, there's Rest, but there's really no point in it going for Rest right here. By the way, it does have the Leftovers, and the Dragonite in that last battle also has the Leftovers. As I said in the previous episode, most of the aces on the Elite Four teams have a held item. But down goes the ace right there, so that was pretty easy. Easy stuff, cannot lie. And out comes Machamp now. Okay, Machamp, you know, plain fighting type, getting Cross Chop, Focus Punch, Rock Slide, and Sleep Talk. I guess I gotta watch out for Rock Slide here, since I got my flying type out on the field, and really, you know, keep that in mind if you have any sort of flying type out. And it's gonna miss, though, because I'm up in the air. Thank goodness, Fly always avoids the attack, unless it's like, what, there's a couple of exceptions. I think Stone Edge can hit Pokemon in the air. There's a couple of them, I know. And yeah, one-hit KO. That's kind of been the theme here. Now we're going to see an Aggron, though. One of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, that's for sure. And I want to try to avoid using Rhyperior a bit. So let's go out to Ribby. Aggron's going to have Rock Tomb, Ice Beam, Substitute, and Focus Punch. So honestly, I don't even know if it can one-shot. Well, I don't know. We are in the yellow thanks to those spikes. So let's just see. Okay, well, he missed a Rock Tomb. All right. Now, Aggron's Rock and Steel, so try to go for a fighting or ground type attack. Keep in mind, though, I mean, look at that. We're quad effective with fighting, but it still lives because that's how good its physical defense is. Something like Aura Sphere or like Earth Power is like the best thing you can put on it. It's also weak to water, too. And most water moves are special, so that might work as well. But, okay, we got that off, and I'm going to try Mud Slap because I think we outspeed. Okay, well, you know what? That's fine. Heal up again. Well, I guess now we're going to end up taking a hit unless he, like, misses for the second time. Which we did get the accuracy drop, so it could happen. Kind of just hoping he goes for Rock Tomb. I don't think that'll even knock us out. And he did miss again. All right, look at Mud Slap coming in handy. A move I think we've had on Toxicroak ever since he was a Croagunk back at like the beginning of the game. But it looks like Ribby's going to level up, and that leaves the final mon on the team, which is a simple Mightyena. And you know what? Ribby's weak. I talked about how Tangrowth hasn't gotten a lot of experience in the Elite Four. Let's get him out here, man. Mightyena's got Shadow Ball, Body Slam, Poison Fang, and Iron Tail. Okay, I did not realize he had Poison Fang. It's going to have Intimidate as well. I do have Mega Drain, even though I know my special attack is a little bit worse. I could go for Sleep Powder, though. I think I'll try that first. He's going to elect not to go for Poison Fang, which, I mean, can't complain about that. So, maybe I'm taking the longer route here with this Mightyena, but, hey, Scribble's got to get in here at some point, right? But yeah, this will be the final mon of the episode, and then next time, you know, the next video is just being left up to the champion, and we will be done with the Pokemon League. Not done with this series. As I've been talking about, there's a pretty good-sized post-game in Pokemon Glazed. But he woke up after, like, one turn. Great. Of course, I can't get any good sleep luck. But I think it's just going to take, what? Ooh, that's going to be like a roll if I can kill with another Mega Drain. I don't want to go for Vine Whip because it's probably going to do less with the Intimidate. Do I get a high roll? Maybe a crit, too. This would be one of the times where a crit would come in handy. No, okay. I think I got, like, a low roll. And he has another full restore. All right, Gray. By the way, what's the difference between Gray spelled Gray and spelled Grey? I know there is some sort of difference. I remember searching it up one time, but I like forget what it is. But, you know, he spells it with an A, so I don't know. The good news is with the Mega Drain, you know, we're kind of healing up almost all the damage he does with Shadow Ball. Not sure why he's not going for Poison Fang. I mean, he could poison us. He could have even had us, like, knocked out by now. Who knows? Mighty Ina's not even a special attacker or anything, so, hey, man, I guess the Elite Four's AI wasn't, maybe they forgot to double-check that before the game dropped. And are we going to be able to knock it out now? Yeah, there we go. No more full restores for Mr. Gray over here. So, yeah, he's this older, experienced guy, but, you know, us youngsters just came in, showed him what's up. And I'm pretty glad because I don't think I've had a single Pokemon die throughout the Elite Four, if I'm not mistaken. So, you know, healing items haven't really been an issue like I thought they could be. I'll probably try to use some PP restoring items here in a second. I know, like, Revenge. Let me go check. I know Revenge needs 1 because that's pretty low. Yeah, it's at 1. Is there anything else? Mega Drain's at 8. Okay, we could use something on Earthquake. Gengar's good. You're good. Yeah, I say we do, like, I don't know. Well, depending on what I have. Revenge is first priority, then, like, Earthquake. I've got 1 Max Ether. I'd rather just look for an Ether, though. Yeah, I got 1 Ether. So, yeah, along with healing items, I guess you don't get a whole lot of PP restoring items either. Let's pop this Max Ether. You know, this is one of the only times you'll really use your PP items, because most of the time you can just heal up at a Pokemon Center. So, you might as well pop them all. And do I have anything else? Elixir or Max Elixir? Golly, not even one of those. Alright, that's fine. We can live with, you know, 8 more Mega Drains. But, yeah, that's just about going to do it. We'll pop a couple more Moo Moo Milks. I might as well make sure everyone is 100% healed going into the champion battle, which is what we're doing next time. And, yeah, we've seen this champion plenty of times throughout the game. It'll be a pretty dope matchup. Kind of reminds you of Lance and stuff, and, like, Steven from the Hoenn games, how you see him throughout the game a bunch. But for now, though, hope y'all enjoyed today's episode. Have a good rest of, I think, Friday. And until next time, deuces.